Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's now time for the featured bout of the evening. From the four corners of the world to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special. And there's no hype. I'm telling you, it's special. No respect to this guy. Let's go.
Now he's got that fire in his eye!
You better believe it now. That was something special.
Canelo gets the win!
20 rounds, 12 team victory.
It is over!
For a professional record, a perfect one.
Remember, got to the body.
Great finish from a great finisher.
It was Lamb versus Lion, and still the undisputed champion of the world.
Well, there is the M&S Bank Arena, known locally to Merseyside as the Echo, just a couple of minutes away from our position here at the Hilton Hotel. Good afternoon from wherever you're watching. This is the fight week that I think most of us have been waiting for domestically. Anthony Fowler and Liam Smith will do battle to decide the #1 spot at light middleweight in Britain. Liam Smith, of course, is in that top spot at the moment, but there are some fantastic fights on the undercard as well. Ted Cheeseman defending his British title against Troy Williamson at the same weight, coming off a brilliant win over JJ Metcalf, who himself is looking to get back to winning ways against Kieran Conway, who suffered defeat against Suleiman Sissoko last time out. So a big fight for both of those two as well. Shannon Courtenay in world title action. There's lots to look forward to on Saturday.
Yeah, another one, Willis Charlton. That's a good fight. You've got the wrecking ball Charlton versus the slick boxer in Willis. It's a great show. I mean, go back to the top of the bill. It's that proper Merseyside local derby.
Yeah.
We know how passionate Scousers are with their football teams, etc., but they're the same with their fighters. This is a north-south Liverpool divide, a real crossroads fight, I guess you could say in some respects. I mean, you open a book now and everything would lean towards Liam Smith. You know, with who he's fought, the level he's campaigned at, you would say that Liam Smith's got too much for Anthony Fowler. But then there's the questions that we've all sort of been asking. How good is Anthony Fowler? Is there more to come from him? He's looked impressive under Shane McGuigan. He's using his long levers more. He's naturally the bigger man. When you put all of these questions into the equation, it makes for a really, really interesting fight.
Yeah, it certainly does. And there's a lot of pride and bragging rights at stake. You just feel it's going to catch fire pretty early on and going to be some fight to look forward to as well. We're going to be hearing from the fighters. You can just see them behind us taking their seats. We've got a decent crowd actually in attendance as well. They suddenly filtered in like cattle. They've just been wading through the door. But so there's going to be a good atmosphere here, no doubt. In the next few minutes, Eddie Hearn will be taking us through the press conference for the undercard. There is the wide shot. You can see us on the left of your screen there, and then we'll be hearing from the main eventers shortly after. So we'll be commentating on several of these fights on Before the Bell. Starts at 4:20 Saturday afternoon, so you won't have to wait around for this one. Ryland Charlton, and Luke Willis, as you mentioned. Solomon Dakers in a really tough fight against Kamil Sokolowski. Now, I was talking to a couple of fans on Twitter, and somebody said Sokolowski has probably got the most deceptive losing record in boxing.
100%.
I mean, this guy can really fight. And listen, we've all got eyes. There's no point pretending he didn't beat David Adelaide last time. He didn't get the decision. He won the fight quite comfortably. He won every round. And Dakers is only a 3-fight novice. This is a tough fight.
It is a tough fight. He didn't get out of second gear against Adelaide. He was just sort of walking forward. He was loading up the right hands and having success. I mean, there was more to come from him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he got sort of stuck in that mode of just, you know, not being used to winning, but I'm not sure. He definitely won that fight.
Yeah.
So Dakers is really going to have to bring his A game, because this is a proper live fight.
Yeah, he certainly is. Blaine Hyland will be opening the bill as well at 4:20 against Santiago Sanya Sabia. We'll be hearing from him shortly as well. We're hearing, I think Tasha Jonas, his fight may be off. We're just waiting for confirmation of that, which is unfortunate, but I know she's been having problems getting an opponent. I think she tweeted a couple of days ago, so that won't come as a shock to many of you. The live broadcast starts at 7 o'clock local time. This is on Dazn around the world, of course. It's 7 o'clock for those of you that are in the UK. Still waiting for confirmation. We think it's going to be Kieran Conway and JJ Metcalf to open the show. This is a high-risk fight for both of those those guys coming off of losses, and both, well, you probably have JJ Metcalf as a slight favourite on experience, but not a lot in this.
No, there isn't. I mean, it's a real pick-on fight. Metcalf, I mean, a big question mark is how much did that defeat to Ted Cheeseman take out of him?
It was an attritional fight.
It was heavy duty, wasn't it? It was a real war. Conway, I feel he thinks he beat Sissoko. I think Sissoko won that fight. He just didn't get out of, I wouldn't say first gear or second gear, but he should have gone through the gears a bit more. But his confidence is high. How much has Metcalf got left? I think that's the big question.
We'll be seeing the debut of Peter McGrail in action as well. I had a good catch-up with him. One of the most talented amateurs I've seen for a long, long time. Underperformed by his own admission at Tokyo. Had a difficult opponent in the first round, but he said, I knew I was a lot better than that. Just didn't get it right on the day. And unfortunately, you can work a whole Olympic cycle, not get it right for those 9 minutes, and it's all done, isn't it?
What a fight, though. How great to be Peter McGrail, starting this journey with the talent that he has. Imagine the journey he's got in front of him. As long as he keeps working hard, keeps improving, which is frightening how good he is. I mean, the world's his oyster.
Certainly is. Right, well, let's hand you over to Eddie Hearn now, here from the Undercard fighters ahead of a fantastic night of action on Saturday night in Liverpool.
Well, good afternoon, everyone in Liverpool. Thank you again for an incredible turnout today. This is a great place. This is a great city, but especially when you've got a great fight card. I think everybody here knows their boxing. Everyone here knows we've got an unbelievable main event, but everyone here knows we've got an incredible card from top to bottom. This Saturday, live and exclusive on Dazn all around the world. Of course, the main event headlined by Liam Smith against Anthony Fowler. It's a breathtaking matchup, but what an undercard we have as well. So many great fighters and fights up here. Talk about 50-50s from the opening bell of the show on Saturday night. Going to be live through the stream up until 7 p.m. when we go on the main broadcast. Again, a brilliant show. We could have sold this arena out 2 or 3 times, and there's something very special about a sold-out show in Liverpool, and we cannot wait. We're going to have the Smith-Fowler press conference after the Undercard press conference. We have so many fights to rattle through. We're going to start actually with, again, when you talk about great fights being so early on the card, it kind of feels a bit of a shame that Luke Willis and Willis and Charlton are on so early. I know you lot are massive fight fans. You understand great boxing. You'll be in the arena, the M&S arena, on Saturday night nice and early. But this is a really, really important fight. Willis and Charlton burst on the scenes against Joe Laws, knocked him out live on Sky Sports at the time. Came back, had a big fight against Florian Marku, lost there, comes back. Luke Willis, who has struggled to get the opportunity, very talented fighter from Liverpool. Tony Bellew started just bugging the life out of me to give him an opportunity. He came over, he boxed in Spain, and now jumped straight into the deep end in a big eliminator fight for a domestic title in his home city. Luke, I'm going to start with you, actually. You're going to open this up for us. Massive opportunity for you. Obviously, boxed out in Spain last time, but now at the M&S, the Echo, as most of you guys know it, and this is a massive night for your career on Saturday.
Yeah, just thank you, yourself, Matchstream and Tony, for getting me the opportunity. Just looking forward to Saturday, putting on a masterclass in front of my home city, and just looking forward to sitting back after it and watching the rest of the bill. It's a great card. Obviously,
you focused on the fight, but I want to talk about some of the comments that you said about Rylan. You said he was a little bit of a one-trick pony. You said he had a dodgy Barnet. You didn't. I just made that bit up to try and wind him up. But I'm going to do a bit of that today, to be honest with you. But I get the impression that you said this is not fighting, this is boxing, and a lot of people look at Ryland Charlton as strong and rugged and tough. Is it that kind of fight? You're going to try and control this fight with your boxing IQ?
Yeah, he does what he says on the tin. He comes forward and he swings bombs. I'm not saying he's the worst boxer in the world, but that's all he's got on me is probably a power. But I think he's underestimating my power, and he'll find out Saturday. I do carry power, and he's saying he's going to come to my city and knock me out. But he finds out on Saturday that I've never even been put on my ass. Never mind knocked out, sparring or fighting. So he'll find out Saturday what I'm about.
A lot of people talking about a Ryland Charlton stoppage or Luke Willis on points. Do you have the power to end this inside the distance if you want?
Yeah, and 8 Oz gloves on, mate. I can hit. And Saturday you'll see.
Ryland, he didn't talk about the hair. He did say, though, that you're strolling around like you're some kind of celebrity. I'm not so sure, but this is a massive fight for you, and fair play to you. You always jump in these big fights. It used to be at late notice, but it's not anymore. You've had a great camp for this fight. I think the fascinating thing here is you coming down from, 147 pounds or slightly lighter to 135 pounds for this fight. You look in great shape, and again, a massive moment for your career.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to come down and fight at my proper weight. I've always been a 1-3 fighter. We just had the opportunities at welterweight, and it was great because I got my name out there. But yeah, now it's time to show everyone what I can really do and how effective my power is at lightweight.
Is that what this fight's about for you, pal? I mean, Luke is a very, very talented boxer, as he says. He says about you do what you say on the tin. So does he. I mean, he's technically very, very solid fundamentals. It's going to be difficult for you to get hold of him and break him down. But is that what you need to do over this 10-round distance?
Well, yeah, sure. Everyone's got their styles. You've got back foot fighters, which he is. You've got come forward fighters. And it's whoever's going to execute the game plan better on the night.
Well, good luck to Luke and Ryland. It's a cracking fight, going to be live around the world at around 6 p.m. on Saturday. We're going to go to a young man that obviously has had one of the best amateur careers that any fighter from this city has had. It's going to be a great honour to see the professional debut of Peter McGrail on Saturday night at the Echo M&S. And I don't think anyone could look for a better platform for him to do it. Completely sold out. Pete, we're going to box you nice and late in the night, just before Cheeseman against Williamson. Everyone's going to be in their seat. You ready to start this professional journey on Saturday night?
Yeah, I can't wait. Big thanks to you and Dazn Dazn to give me the opportunity to showcase my skills on the biggest platform, and I'm just looking forward to putting a show on for the home crowd. It's been a long time coming to box on a big stage in front of me friends, my family, my city, and I'm just looking forward to it now.
Obviously, you're well aware of the history in this city in terms of boxing. A brilliant main event as well. I know you're going to be looking to get the business done on Saturday and then get yourself out in the arena to watch what will be a breathtaking fight between Smith and Fowler.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I've been trained alongside Fowler in Sheffield for years, obviously with Team GB, and Beefy and the Smiths have always wished me well over the years if they ever needed any advice. So, wish them both very great fights, and may the best man win.
I know you've got a long way to go in the pro journey, but obviously with what you experienced and achieved as an amateur, big things set in terms of targets as a professional, and I guess that's to become world champion for this city.
Yeah, definitely. I'm 1,000,000% be bringing world titles back to the city. I've always managed to perform well on the big stage in the amateur game, and that's always been at a high level. So, yeah, for me, this next year or two, I'm looking to be as busy as possible, box as many stars as possible, gain as much experience as possible, and then we'll go from there.
Well, look forward to the professional debut of one of your own on Saturday, guys. One of the top Olympians, and I think a round of applause for Peter McGrail as he begins his. Congrats on all your success as an amateur, and welcome to the real world, son, as they say. Good luck to you, Pete. Blaine, another young star coming through from the city. Already had a number of fights, undefeated now. Looking forward to a run out at the Echo Arena. M&S, sorry, I keep saying. But huge show on Saturday. And again, starting off, you're going to kick off the show for us on Saturday night, and you'll get to watch all of the fights unfold as well.
Yeah, just looking forward to getting out there on Saturday. Really excited. Like, if the ring was set up outside now, I'll be waiting in there now, waiting for Saturday night. But I just want to thank yourself, MTK Global and Dazn for getting me on this bill, and I'm looking forward to putting on a show in front of my hometown on Saturday night.
Thank you, Blaine. Rhiannon Dixon, pleasure to have you on the show for the first time on a Matchroom card. Anthony Crolla, who is definitely one of your biggest supporters, has been talking about you for a long time. Down the road in Manchester, but up here now in Liverpool, and excited to have what will be your second fight in quick succession, really, and looking to get on a big roll now and move forward in the division.
Yeah, so I was out for a long time, like 2 years, because of the pandemic, and obviously with my day job, that kind of took precedent. But, I'm just excited to get my career going off again, and, just trying to keep as active as possible.
I've seen you have great sparring in Joe Gallagher's gym as well, but also you haven't quite had the sort of amateur accolades of some of these people who have been turning pro with a big sort of experience behind them and a profile behind them, but you've been learning the sport inside out, boxing on smaller shows as well, and obviously getting great sparring, and now looking forward to boxing on a big show on Saturday as we start our journey with you, and hopefully a good win on Saturday night and then in Manchester on December 18th as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Obviously I haven't come from the conventional route, but I've kind of had like a crash course of boxing now, and you know, I'm learning from the best. Joe, I've been sparring Tash and you know, taking me under his wing. He's a world champion, he knows what he's doing, so I just can't wait to show everyone kind of what I'm about and what I've been doing. Thanks,
Rhiannon, and look forward to seeing you performing on Saturday night. We move to the heavyweights now. I've got to tell you, this is a great fight. If you don't know anything about Kamil Sokolowski, I mean, firstly, he looks like he should be in a Bond film. Secondly, he's probably one of the most underrated heavyweights on the European circuit. He's ranked number 2 in Poland. I think there's 24, 25 heavyweights in Poland. This is a really, really good fighter. A fighter that I believe actually could go on and win European titles. He's had to take tough fights against great young heavyweights. Sometimes he's been robbed on the road. I mean, we saw him win the David Adelaide fight with ease. And now he steps up against another great GB talent in Solomon Dakers, who in only his 3rd fight takes on what is a really, really difficult fight, straight away over 8 rounds. Sam Jones and the team at S-Jam, they rate Sol extremely highly, so do we, so does Max McCracken. But this is a real heavyweight fight. Kamil, I'll start with you. You're getting yourself a great reputation now, you know, after travelling on the road, taking fights at short notice. This is a great fight for you, and you're coming with all the experience.
Yes, this is my first fight in Matchroom. My record now looks very good, but I am a very good boxer, and I'm come here and looking forward Saturday, and I want to check ability young prospect Solomon Dakers.
You basically will fight anyone, won't you? I mean,
yeah, I can fight with anyone. I don't mind. Just let me know and I fight.
I mean, to be fair, after you've boxed Solomon, you could just have a stroll around town after and see what happens. There'd probably be a few in there for you.
No problem.
Yeah, good. Kamil, thank you. Sol, this is a massive step up. I mean, your first fight was against a very durable, what has become a journeyman, good stoppage win in your second fight, but I guess in this training camp you've just had to be a little bit more switched on because you know about the challenge of Kamil Sokolowski. This is a quality fighter you're up against.
Yeah, like you say, he said it himself, he'll fight anybody, you know, and also it's a 6-rounder, not an 8-rounder, I think.
Okay.
Unless you're going to give me a few extra...
Did you say that just because you think he looks a bit hard?
No, I'll do 8 rounds, but you got to give me a few extra quid if you want to do the 8. But I was told 6 anyway. Yeah, he's a tough guy, you know, he'll fight anyone. Like you say, man, you can go out in the town and have a few scraps now if you want, mate. Wear yourself out a bit and then come see me Saturday. But I've got the same mindset, you know. I'm not looking to be, no disrespect to journeyman, but I'll fight anybody as well. But I put the hard work in the gym to show hopefully the level that I can get to.
I mean, so many of your GB teammates, obviously some went to the Olympics and some are looking to turn over as well. You're 2 fights in, 3 on Saturday. Is this a statement of intent from you to say, I want to move quick? You know, I know everyone's going to be turning pro later this year or early next year, but I'm in the pro game now and I'm ready to move at pace.
Yeah, exactly that. I don't want to have fights that don't mean anything. You know, I'm going to gain something from the fight. You know, he's tested good prospects before, and he's you know, pushed them to the limits, and it's something I need if I want to become a world champion. I need tough tests that are going to prepare me to go on to better things. So that's why I'm looking for better fights and go on to even greater things, hopefully.
Well done for taking the challenge, Sol. Kamil, good luck on Saturday. Great fight. 3 great fights to talk about on this top table. One of them, when you talk about this card and you talk about 3 brilliant domestic 154-pound clashes, of course, topped by Liam Smith against Anthony Fowler, Ted Cheeseman here against Troy Williamson, brilliant fight, and Kieran Conway against James Metcalf is another brilliant fight, and so important for both of their careers in the 154-pound division. James, I'm going to start with you. I joked with you outside. You're a very quiet man. You know, you've been difficult to get hold of at this camp. Even at times I wondered if you were definitely taking this fight. You've turned up, rocked up in great shape. Massive fight for you in a sold-out stadium. and a massive fight for your career. You look happy. You're definitely ready to go on Saturday.
Definitely ready, yeah. I mean, you know, you're saying you didn't know I was going to turn up. If I say something, I'm going to do it, and I'll be there on the night, and I'm going to win as well.
Big fight for you, as I said. You know, you're coming off a Fight of the Year contender against Ted Cheeseman, who's also on the card. Kieran coming off a defeat and in front of 70,000 on the Canelo Alvarez card as well. But home advantage, you know, a big thing for you here. Obviously, fighting in front of your home fans in this city is going to spur you on.
No, I haven't boxed in the city in front of a big crowd like this for a while, so I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, just can't wait now.
And I have to ask you, as a Scouser and someone that's in the light middleweight division, about the main event. I've been asking so many people. Few are prepared to make a pick, maybe for upsetting people. I don't know if you're prepared to do it, but you can sit on the fence if you want. But a great main event. Who do you fancy? Come on in.
I sit on the fence, Ed. I'm not going to upset people. Yeah.
All right, we'll wish you all the best for Saturday. Kieran, a brilliant fight. A lot of people talking about this fight. Of course, a great experience for you last time out. You rocked up into Texas, I think, on Wednesday night before the fight. Had to drop a lot of weight. Problems with a visa, but the experience was incredible for you. I'm sure you gained a lot from that, but absolutely must-win fight for you on Saturday.
Yeah, it is a must-win fight for me. But the experience out in Texas, in and out of the ring, is just invaluable to me. I think that I've learnt a lot, like I said, both in and out of the ring. I've been working on a hell of a lot of stuff in training. Things are coming off nicely. I'm in the best shape, best form that I've been in. And I don't see the home advantage for James, because I think I'm going to come here and make this look easy.
A lot of people talking, as when we talked about the Willis and Charlton fight, about your ability to box and perhaps you're favoured over the distance, but you know, James very strong as well. Do you see yourself potentially putting your foot on the gas and trying to get him out of there? And you need to make a statement, don't you? If you can do that with a big win, there's plenty of people on this card that you'll be targeting if you're victorious on Saturday. Yeah,
I need to make a statement. If the opportunity comes to take him out of there, I'm going for it. And I believe that I can take it as well. I don't see this going to 10 rounds. The form that I'm in, I just think that I'm different level now. I think even my last performance should kick me at the arse, and I've got things in gear now, and I'm ready to show everyone what I'm about.
Well, we look forward to a great fight, Kieran Conway against JJ Metcalf. We talk about great fights. This is one that could steal the show on Saturday night. Ted Cheeseman against Troy Williamson for the defending champion here, Ted Cheeseman, the British light middleweight championship, now known as the Super Welterweight Championship. Troy was here for the opening press conference. Everyone looks a bit slimmer, apart from me. Everyone looks like they're in great shape, ready to fight. And this is a fight that a lot of people are very, very excited about.
Yeah, I can see why. I think that me and Ted are the two best super welterweights in the division, and we're going to put it all on the line on Saturday night.
I've seen both of you a little bit vocal. You know, you talk about your plans to knock Ted Cheeseman out on Saturday. Is that the plan? A lot of people talking about his experience of the championship fights as well, and it may favour him late. Looking to start fast, but you're happy you've got everything in the tank to go as many rounds as needed on Saturday.
Yeah, I believe in. I know how tough I am, and I know how fit I am. Obviously, I haven't had the opportunity to do the 12 rounds because I've never needed to do the 12 rounds. I'm an explosive puncher, and I get rid of people. So I know deep down that I can do the distance. Very fit, and I'm very tough. It's going to make a great fight.
I saw Ted's comments about where he said that you're almost talking about a defeat and accepting a defeat just in case it happens as well. Fully confident, no doubts in your mind that you become the new British champion on Saturday? No doubts at all. The hard work's been done. Done the rounds in the gym. It'll show on Saturday night. Ted, these are the fights you love. I've seen an air of confidence in you in this camp and this fight that maybe we haven't seen before. I still can't believe that you're only 26 years of age when we talk about the fights that you've had. This is your 7th consecutive 12-round championship fight. Yeah. The experience has been great. I watched back the fight with you and JJ Metcalf last night. That was a great performance and a great stoppage as well. A lot of people think this is a very, very competitive fight. Are you expecting that, but fully confident that you take the victory?
Yeah, obviously Troy Williamson's unbeaten. He don't want to lose his unbeaten record. He's going to try his hardest not to do that. But I just believe the experience I picked up the way I've been maturing, the way I've started to become an all-round fighter, I just believe I'm a level above, but I have to prove that and put a good performance on Saturday night.
When you look at your career, you've obviously ducked nobody, but you've been in the deep end very early in your career, going back, to that Sergio Garcia fight. We know you had your problems out of the ring as well, but although you've suffered defeat there and you've come back, and again Scott Fitzgerald fight and stuff, which was a very close fight, do you feel like that experience has just put you in such a great position? And you talk about young fighters who get to, the amount of fights you've had, maybe without that championship experience. Yeah. You guys both right up there with the IBF. This is a big fight at world level as well, but you are an all-round championship fighter now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a veteran on the 12 rounds now, and I have to do it easy. Even in the gym, even the last few weeks, like doing the 12 rounds and sparring, it feels different to when I've done them before, even though the engine's there now, you know what I mean? I train, I know how to push myself hard. And the thing is with me, I've done it and done it and done it. Troy, this is his first time, he's going to have that gut check. And he keeps saying about his power. No disrespect to Troy. He ain't been hit yet. I have. That's the difference. He's got to worry about what power I hit him with, not what power he's in it with. Everyone can see I've got a great chin. But how good is his chin?
Well, we shall find out on Saturday night. Cracking fight, Ted Cheeseman against James Metcalf. Finally, we go to the World Championship fight on the card. Shannon Courtenay defends the WBA Super Bantamweight Championship, against America's Jamie Mitchell. Jamie, welcome. Brian Cohen and team are here. We see him come over with virtually every US fighter. Always competitive, always dangerous. Jamie, this is a massive opportunity for you. As we see in some of the lower weight classes, sometimes people without a huge amount of professional experience get these big opportunities. We know you're an outstanding amateur as well, but what a moment in your career and your life to try and become world champion on Saturday.
Yes, awesome opportunity. I'm so happy to be here and put on my performance for you guys and let you guys see my talents and my skills.
You call yourself the Miracle. Your story is quite amazing. I don't know if you want to just give us a couple of lines about, sum up your life in 2 or 3 paragraphs, which will be very, very difficult to do. But you certainly haven't had it easy on the way to this challenge.
No, I haven't had it easy in life. Came up in foster care systems, so this is a great opportunity for me because it just basically mimics my past and having it hard. So I'm used to hard times, and I'm basically going to make it real easy for myself Saturday night.
I saw your quote was very deep and quite aggressive as well at the same time, which is fine, which we like. But you talked about, not potentially rating Shannon Courtenay as high as some in terms of world level, and you seem very, very determined to do a job on her on Saturday.
Yes.
All right then. That was more scary than Camille, by the way. Just putting it out there. Shannon, loving the fire from your opponent. I'm sure it makes you even more switch on. This is a very good opponent, a very good fighter, a very good amateur, and again, coming to get what once you were looking to achieve and become world champion. It's going to be a tough fight for you on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight. She's coming here with a fire, exactly like I did when I wanted to be world champion, so I understand, but I've already been there. I am world champion, and there's nothing that she can bring on Saturday night that's going to take that belt away from me. I worked my arse off to get here, and I'm not going nowhere.
What do you expect on Saturday night from her? I know you've watched tape. Technically, she's very, very solid. As I said, a very good amateur as well. She talks about coming to try and stop you and knock you out as well. Do you expect an aggressive fight? We know you're always all action, 10 2-minute rounds. We should get a cracker.
Yeah, I don't think she should have gone 10 rounds for. I've got that experience in the bag. I can stand and go toe-to-toe, or I can box. I can bring both styles, so whatever she comes with, I will adapt. And I think I'll drag her into deep waters where she's never been before, and she's in for a rude awakening.
Jamie, deep waters, you ready to swim in deep waters on Saturday?
I swim pretty well, so shouldn't be a problem.
Bring your armbands.
She don't mean that. She don't mean what she's saying.
Do you think you can end this fight inside the distance on Saturday?
Yes.
Is that the aim?
That's the end.
Okay. Shannon, finally from you. Big fights ahead. You talk about unification fights, other domestic fights as well, but a must win for you on Saturday in what will be an incredible reception.
Yeah, I'm so excited to actually be here in Liverpool. Everyone's welcomed me beautifully. I actually had an option, as you know, of fighting on the Joshua card or here, and I wanted to fight in Liverpool. So I'm buzzing to put on a good show for everyone in Liverpool and make sure that I come home Sunday with that belt.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Jamie. The WBA Bantamweight World Championship on Saturday. We are going to break the press conference just for 5 minutes, do the head-to-heads up here, and then we'll be back very soon with Liam Smith against Anthony Fowler. Gents, over to you.
Cheers, Eddie. Jamie Mitchell not messing around, is she?
No, that was a very straight, blunt yes. She's come here, you heard there briefly, she's got a backstory, one that for her this is about not just capturing a world title, it's about changing her life, and she means business. Hearing around that she's had an unbelievable training camp, she believes in herself, she believes that she's a better fighter than Shannon Courtenay, but Shannon is never really in a dull fight, is she? She truly believes in herself. And one thing is for sure with Shannon, the confidence, and from being a world champion, she really feels like she's got something to protect.
And 2 tough fights with Rachel Ball and Emily Bridges as well. You gain a lot of experience from there. We heard Ted Cheeseman talking about that as well. Once you've been into that deep water and you've experienced tough fights, you know what it is to go there. As you did against Sergio Martinez, you take that experience forward and then it pays dividends. And she doesn't feel, Jamie Mitchell has been there, hasn't had many fights, a little bit inactive as a pro, a little bit older as well, 36 years of age.
The age now might be a thing, Chris, you just touched on it there. 36 years old, Shannon's young, she's fit, she's full of energy, and that could be the difference over the stretch, just being the busier out of the two. But like I say, you can't fault her commitment and her self-belief.
Blaine Hyland's going to open the show 4:20 on Saturday afternoon. I once met Blaine Hyland at his cafe. I don't know if he still runs it. It was in Liverpool with Big David Price, who announced his retirement yesterday.
What a ledge, Dave, by the way. Congratulations, mate.
On your retirement, David. No doubt we'll be seeing him in Fight Week. I think he might be at the weigh-in tomorrow. You won't miss him, put it that way. But yeah, what a career he had, and lovely to see him finally hang him up at 38 and looking well for it too. So there's Soldaker's another big heavyweight, and this is absolutely no gimme. Kamil Sokolowski, as we just heard there, I mean, a number of times he's been on the road and not got decisions that he should have got. I mean, forget the Adelaide fight, that was one of many fights. That was just a kind of high profile one that was highlighted on social media. But for a guy with 20 defeats on his record, and there were points in the Adelaide fight, you could see David on the ropes thinking, how on earth is this guy so many defeats? He just looked comfortable. Dacres has looked decent in his first couple of fights, but it's going to have to be really switched on.
He will. He looked good against Cerro last time out. He's got the skill to beat him, but without a doubt, he beat Adelaide last time, and he will go in, Sokolowski, with the belief that, hold on a minute, I just need to give it a bit more and I can win these sort of fights. So yeah, that's a cracker.
Rhiannon Dixon in action as well, lightweight contest, but there's Willis and Charlton and Luke Willis. Now Ryland obviously coming down from 147 to 135. It'll be very interesting to see, he's carrying a lot of muscle into his last couple of fights, how he looks on the scales and how he performs as a result Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, Ryland is a handful. We can really whack. Luke Willis, I've been impressed with what I've seen. He's saying there he punches harder than his record suggests, which is interesting, but he's a very slick fighter, very good, quick, good angles, moves well in and out of range with his feet, every shot in the book. So I guess it is bull versus matador sort of stuff.
Yeah, I thought you might say that. And actually it's funny how you can see just from the open workouts yesterday the styles that both guys are employing, and I think that very much is how this was one to look. He looks confident and sounded confident too, didn't he, Kieran Conway, after that defeat to Suleiman Sissoko? We know there are a few circumstances around that fight too, but he said there, that's giving me a kick up the arse that I need, and you're going to see the best of me Saturday. He's going to need to bring the best of himself.
Yeah, like I just said to you as we sat down listening to them, I can understand where he's coming from, because there's
no handshake. Okay.
There was times in the Sissoko fight, to be honest, the majority, where he just didn't go through the gears.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, hold on a minute, he looks the part, he's got a great stance, he's got a nice jab, he moves his head well, moves his feet well. If he was to put his hands together a bit more, how far can he go? And we'll find out.
I remember these two in the amateurs as well, watching Cheeseman. I think the ABAs might have been around 2014 against Calvin Fowler. I saw Williamson there as well. Williamson, I think, was behind Anthony Fowler in GB for 2 or 3 years, boxing in WSB as well. But they've had kind of separate paths that they've trodden throughout the amateurs and the professionals. And and I did wonder whether they would collide at some point. Williamson has worked his way into this position and has earned his shots.
Yeah, and he's a good fighter. He can punch with the right hand. He's got good variation with it to the body, to the head, straight, and right hooks.
No handshakes at all. So I don't think Ted even meant to do that.
I don't think he knows. Ted's going to have to keep his left hand up to avoid that right hand. He can be guilty of falling in over his shot sometimes, Williamson. So I expect Ted to look for the uppercut. But it's a great fight. It really is.
Okay, excellent. Shannon Courtenay should be defending the WBA bantamweight title, 118 pounds, as we mentioned, against Jamie Mitchell. Ebony Bridges, last time out, had a few problems against Miley's Gangler. I think she pulled her calf in the middle of the fight, and she broke her hand as well, but she's still championing a bit to get the rematch. This division domestically is starting to really heat up.
It is.
It's going to be very, very interesting. Jamie Mitchell, man, she means
she does
business. Yeah, part of that US amateur setup. Highly talented amateur, been a little bit inactive as a pro, and as we mentioned earlier, could age just be the factor if this one gets a little bit attritional down the stretch, which she obviously believes that she's seen enough to know she can be victorious in this one. That will be fairly high up the bill, I think. Might be second on the televised card. Very, very interesting fight. And we are not too far away now from... there's Peter McGrail.
What's her fight?
And I tell you what, I'm sure most people here at the press conference would have watched this kid box. I was talking to him on the phone earlier this week. I can still remember seeing him in person and box for the first time in the WSB. I think it was against Ukraine at your call. And you know, sometimes somebody boxes and there's people looking left and right going, this is a special kid. And that was 2015. So 6 years later, he's achieved a lot. European medals, world medals, missed out on an Olympic medal, didn't perform too well, but special fight, and we're looking forward to seeing him Saturday.
What is so exciting is if he can get better than he already is, which I'm sure he can, he's got that natural talent, that athleticism, that fitness, that desire, then it's frightening because he's already so good. He's got pretty much every shot you can think of. He's got the hand speed. He's got a bit of everything. He's very good at everything, rather. But like I say, how great to be turning professional as Peter McGrail. What a great... as long as you keep working hard, you don't get complacent, you keep studying the game, keep improving, what a great career he's got in front of him. Nothing's going to be given to him, but if he can work hard, I'm telling you now, there's no reason why he can't go all the way.
Yeah, they call him Peter Chenko up in Liverpool and at GB, and you will see why. The angles this kid creates, lovely fluid mover, beautiful punch picker. Something
everything's done with ease.
Yeah.
It's not forced. It's not forced step into either left or right. It just naturally does it, and that's why he's such a special talent.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing him in action as well, as you heard there. I think he's going to be second on the televised bill. So the order at the moment looking like Conway, Metcalf at 7 o'clock, Peter McGrail just after that, Shannon Courtenay, Jamie Mitchell, 10 rounds of course, and then chief support for the British Super Welterweight title, Ted Cheeseman won for the second time when he beat JJ Metcalf in Gibraltar, 12-3s, 154 pound against Troy Williamson. That is the chief support, and of course all roads lead to the big one we've all been waiting for. Liam Smith and Anthony Fowler, our main event Saturday night in Liverpool.
What is it about Liverpool that breeds so many top-level fighters? It must be something in the water, something in the air. A resistance from the working classes that manifests itself in warriors. An unbroken chain of excellence spanning generations. Legends are made here. The people from here share an ethos, an attitude that carries them through adversity, sometimes even poverty. Over decades, the tools of the trade have remained the same, and it's business as usual along the banks of the Mersey. When hungry prospects clash with seasoned pros, who stands to win the bragging rights when both are playing at home? Tomorrow's legends are forged in the present. There's everything to fight for, and this home of boxing expects much from two of its proudest sons.
So we're now just a few minutes away from our main event press conference, Liam Smith and Anthony Fowler, the Battle of Merseyside. So often we're talking about football derbies in Liverpool. Not often we get a really good domestic one up here, and it's going to be special in the arena. Sold out in about 2 or 3 hours, I think, the arena once these tickets went on sale.
Incredible. I don't like repeating myself, but we said it's similar to just before the first goal of AJ Usyk. The atmosphere, can you imagine what it was going to be like? Yeah. And it was epic. I think this is very similar in an arena, a local derby with all the locals in attendance. I think, well, there we see it there.
Well done to our team finding the shot there just when we needed it. Look at that. Yeah, that's lovely.
Luke, the best team out there. I mean, that roof's going to come off. It really is. I mean, the anticipation, the electric, the atmosphere, seconds before that first bell is going to be epic, and I can't wait. And I'm sure when you look at the fight, tactically, you look at it stylistically, you look at both fighters mentally, I have no reason why the fight won't deliver.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I don't necessarily think it was a fight that was on a lot of people's radars up until about 3 or 4 months ago. We were talking about the round robin between Fowler and Fitzgerald and Cheeseman and, of course, Conway and Metcalf, all the guys that were in the mix. Liam Smith seemed to be kind of a level above those guys and fighting at world level. And, of course, in the last few years, been in with Canelo and Hyman Munguia. And I guess after the Corbinov defeat, even though it was very close and he certainly could have got it by a couple of rounds, he didn't. And he said, look, ultimately it goes down as a loss. It goes down as a loss, and I have to check my progress and say, well, where am I at? And Fowler, meanwhile, since that defeat to Scott Fitzgerald, he's rebuilt really, really well, steadily. Made a lot of progress under Dave Colwell, continued that progress under Shane McGuigan, and suddenly we have ourselves an unlikely crossroads fight.
I think it's perfect for both of them in their career, because, look, I'll start with Liam Smith. Say Liam Smith goes on and wins the fight, then he can say to himself, right, look, I lost that fight against Corbinov, I've dropped down to see where my level's at now, in his opinion. I've won, I'm going to go back up. I'm going to go back for chasing titles, these big names. For Fowler, we don't quite understand or know how good he is. You know, we know he lost his first attempt at a British title in an epic fight against Fitzgerald in the same arena, but he has improved. He is naturally bigger. There are these advantages that he does have. He has a long reach, if he can get that into play. So there's lots of questions. And then if Anthony Fowler goes on and wins this fight, then we'll say, hold on a minute, he deserves to step up the level and fight these big names. So it's very intriguing, an awful lot on the line for both guys in their careers. A lot of people are talking about the age. You've got to remember, Anthony Fowler's 30 years old. Yeah. He's not a spring chicken. No. He wants to move on as quick as he can. So it's really, really intriguing. Lots of questions that I can't wait to get answered.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, came back after that Fitzgerald defeat, beat Brian Rose, Harry Scarf, one of Clifton Mitchell's fighters, of course. Then Theophilus Tete, who had the bad trainers and was slipping all over the place. Poor lad. We shouldn't joke too much about that. Adam Harper at Fight Camp, who he absolutely battered. I think that was his first fight in Shane McGuigan, actually.
And Enrico Muller.
Who was undersized, but he was good.
It was game, and he come to win. But I like the way that Fowler adapted there, and he used his reach and he used his boxing skill, and I think we'll see a lot more of that Saturday night.
We also shouldn't forget Jorge Forte, who was 21-2 going into that and had been 12 with Murtazali about 18 months before. Very, very good fighter. Fowler dispatched him inside 3 rounds, which it was an impressive and an underrated victory, one that could have got quite messy at times. He didn't let it.
And he showed that spite. When he's a very good finisher, Fowler, and when he gets his opponent hurt, he don't let him off the hook, and we see it in that contest. Then we see the boxing, so he's improving. That's why it's so exciting.
And obviously since the Munguia defeat, he dispatched Sam Egginton in 5, Mario Lozano, Robert Garcia over 10, and then of course that defeat to Kurbanov in Russia, which he could have got the decision for. So lots of imponderables ahead of this one. Our chief support in Liverpool, Anthony Fowler, on your screen there against Liam Smith. Both guys sat at the press conference table ready to go. Let's hand you back over to Eddie.
Thanks, gents, and thanks for your patience as we return with the final press conference for the main event of the evening. Liam Smith against Anthony Fowler at the sold-out M&S Arena on Saturday night, live and exclusive on Dazn all around the world. I'm so happy to be sitting here. You know, as a promoter, when you get a fight like this and you set out the arena and everyone's looking forward to it, you just want to get to fight night. We're a couple of days away now. Tomorrow we will be here for the weigh-in in this very room. You're all invited back. Let's celebrate a great fight. And before we speak to everyone up here, I want to say thank you to the fighters. because ultimately we're here to enjoy a night of entertainment. I get to talk about it, you get to watch it, people get to experience it. But without these two guys, we wouldn't be here. And this is the toughest sport of all. So every time they put it on the line, they deserve the utmost respect from everybody, especially in a fight like this. It's always difficult when you've got to fight someone from your own city. And as a non-Scouser, it's especially difficult when you're a Scouser. Because ultimately, you know, bragging rights are everything. Someone is going to lose on Saturday night, and they're going to find it really difficult to accept. But whilst we keep making great fights and fighters keep taking big challenges, you're going to lose every now and again. But you should be applauded for even accepting a fight like this. For Liam Smith, a guy who's been there and done it all, he's won a world championship. He's looking to try and regain a world championship, be in big fights. He knows that his legacy's on the line, his credibility's on the line on Saturday night. More pressure on him, I feel, with everything that he's achieved in his career. He looks at this fight and says, I believe I can win this fight. It's a big fight for my city. Therefore, I accept. He didn't have to take this fight. Anthony Fowler, stepping up to levels well beyond anticipated right now. You know, we talked about Ted Cheeseman. We talked about the Scott Fitzgerald rematch. He got an opportunity to say, I've got a chance to headline in my city in a fight that hopefully we'll all remember for a very, very long time. He didn't have to take this fight. Both of them took this fight because they believed they can win. Both of them wanted to give us a great fight, and both of them wanted to give you a fight that the city will never forget. So firstly, before we speak to everyone, I want to say to my right, a big thank you to the former WBO World Super Welterweight Champion from Liverpool, Liam Smith. To my left, a young man who had an incredible amateur career, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, GB Olympian, already picked up titles as a professional, taking a big step on Saturday night, Anthony Fowler. Let's start with the trainers, Shane. You've been a little bit low-key as a team for this fight. I don't know, you understand the game, you understand fighters' mindset. I can ask you up here now at the final press conference, was that part of the plan to keep Fowler locked in, loaded? We saw in the Scott Fitzgerald match, it was a lot of back and forwards and etc. Has it been your plan to keep Anthony Fowler calm in this camp?
Not really. I mean, like, we've just been going on as normal. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Ant likes to promote himself, and I think he understands that this fight does that. You know, he doesn't have to go out there and shout about it. It's sold out quickly. The hype was always there. He doesn't need to go push it, and he's just knuckled down. He's had a kid as well, so he's had a lot of things going on, and he's just stuck to his training and yeah. I mean, look, like, we're quietly very, very confident about this fight.
That's what I've noticed from you guys. You know, I popped down to the gym to watch you spar. I've seen that confidence almost grow in camp. And is that part of the battle when you're an underdog? And he is an underdog going into this fight as well, but actually believing that you can win this fight?
Definitely, but you know, it's not like there's no pressure on Ant. I mean, there's heaps of pressure on him. You know, we believe that this is not the ceiling for Anthony Fowler. We want to win a world title. So, you know, we've taken this in our stride, but I believe he's ready for it. You know, he's 30 years of age. He's had all the experience in the amateurs. He hasn't had as many acid tests, but you know, I'm very, very confident, and I believe there's only one winner on Saturday night.
I know you won't talk about the tactics going into the fight, but people talk about the strengths of Anthony Fowler. A great jab, punches very, very hard as well. The inside work of Liam Smith and the experience as well. Yeah. I know the power is something you talk a lot about when you talk about Anthony Fowler. Yeah,
but look, you look at Liam Smith. He shells up well. He's got a very good defence. He doesn't rush his attacks. He's intelligent behind his pressure. He's a very, very good, intelligent pressure fighter. We've had unbelievable sparring for this camp, and that's why I believe he's just raised the bar, and I'm excited about Saturday night because it's the biggest test of his career by a mile, but it's one that I believe he's going to overcome.
I know that you get your fighters to fight smart. Anthony's renowned for getting stuck in and having wars, amateur and pro. You expect a thrilling fight on Saturday night?
Definitely, yeah. Look, he's not one to be in boring fights, but neither is Liam Smith. It's we got a game plan, and I know what he has to do, and he knows what he has to do. We drilled it in the gym day in, day out, and I just don't believe Liam is going to be able to bring something new to the table. We know what he does, and we know that he's very, very smart with his pressure. He's got great combinations. He's tight and compact, but I believe he's going to win, Fowler.
Thank you, Shane. Joe, welcome up here. A big part of the team now with Liam Smith, taking it old school. It's a massive fight for the city. You're someone that knows this city and boxing in Liverpool inside out. You must be very excited about this fight and what will be a cracker on Saturday.
Yeah, most definitely, Eddie. Thanks for everyone for coming here for Liam Smith. Really appreciate it. But Liam is one of a kind, in my opinion, Ed. You've just made a few comments that really not irritate me, but Shane himself, I think it is a jump too far for Tony Fowler. You've got Kieran Conway, Troy Williams, JJ Metcalf himself, Sergio Garcia, European champion. It's the equivalent. You're at the chippy for your fish and chips, and Anthony's jumped the queue, mate. Round by my weight, get the back. He really should have earned his way, waited in the queue to get a shot at this man. And it'll tell on Saturday night. Truly believe that.
He definitely has jumped that queue in terms of where Liam Smith is in at world level, but also a massive opportunity for him. That makes it dangerous. I mean, Anthony Fowler, you expect him to put everything on the line on Saturday. He's tough, he's rugged, he's strong, he can punch as well, and this is a massive opportunity for his career.
Yeah, listen, we're under no delusion. Anthony Fowler's a quality fighter. Good amateur background, a bleat a little bit too long, stayed in the amateurs too long. A lot of wear and tear in that game, which is telling in the pro ranks. Shane's done a good job in fine adjustment to use his reach and height, which is, obviously working with the other, no disrespect, but, central area type fighters he's been fighting. But, Liam's left no stone unturned, and it'll tell on Saturday night, definitely.
Finally, I think this was a surprise to everyone when this fight got announced, and Liam Smith was looking at the Jesse Vargazes and a shot at the world title again.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? People talk about desire from Liam Smith. That desire's still there. He wants to do a job on Anthony Fowler. I mean, I know, we haven't seen these two rolling around on the floor yet, but ultimately, this is a big fight for the city. And I know Liam Smith was chasing those world title fights, but I'm sure he's got the bit between his teeth to win on Saturday.
Most definitely, he's a professional. He's not 1 minute late. You don't ask him to do anything twice, it gets done. It's actually holding Liam Smith back in the gym. That's the hard part. But let's not beat round the bush, Ed. If Kubanov never shit his kecks to come here to fight Liam, Fowler wouldn't be fighting. It should have been Kubanov. If you never had to quarantine in Australia, it would have been Tim Tszyu. You called this fight, you and Shane, not Liam. Anthony didn't want it, and Liam called your bluff, and it's happened, hasn't it? Otherwise, it weren't happening.
And you didn't want this fight, apparently. You've got it, and it's a couple of days away. There's no turning back now. I've seen you have a great camp. I've seen the confidence grow. This is a massive moment for your career. People talk about you coming around the back door to get this opportunity, but you've got it, and you're a couple of days away now.
Definitely, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. Like I said, I'm here because I want to win. I'm here because I want to be here, and I want to fight. We don't call bluffs, maybe we take fights that we believe we can win. And on Saturday night, mate, I've had the best camp of my life. Like, I'm at the best version of me possible, so I'm happy about that, because injuries and stuff can put doubts in your brain. I've had a full camp, no injuries at all. I'm at my physical peak. I'm coming off 4 straight knockout wins, being very active, and I'm shaping my life, so let's have it.
When you talk about that desire, I saw one of your quotes where you said you don't believe Liam Smith has the desire that you have and the hunger that you have. Do you stand by those comments on Saturday? Because it's expected to get tough, really tough in there. And you believe you've got the minerals to out-tough him in this fight as well if you need to.
Yeah, that's not disrespectful. That's just saying he's been to the top, he's been world champion. I haven't. I've got that mad desire since I was a kid, since I was 11. It's all I've ever wanted my whole life. Anyone who knows me personally knows I've given my whole life to boxing. Like, I've lived in the road for 11 years now, just living in little, I'm not going to swear there, say shitholes, but living in little like bedrooms, renting rooms and like houses and stuff, just trying to achieve my goals, mate. So I've lived on the road for 11 years to get to this point, and it's all paid off for me, lucky enough. But it means nothing. I've got to win. I'm here to win, not to just make up the numbers.
On Saturday night at around 10:15 p.m, you'll be walking out in front of 10,000 people in a sold-out arena at the Echo Arena, M&S as it's called now. I know you've been to that arena. You've seen some of the biggest nights there. It's always been a dream for you to fill that arena. You're doing it in a massive fight for Liverpool. This doesn't really get much bigger than this. I know you can move on to World Championships, but I know how proud you are of this city. I know what this fight means to you as well. It's going to be a special moment.
It is, mate. I'm fully prepared for it. I've been visualising it every day in, day out for weeks and weeks and weeks, and like I couldn't be in a better place, like mentally, my weight, my strength. I changed my sparring. I flew in like Russian killers for this fight, mate. I've been in the wars. I've had like so tough sparring. Like that day I seen you, just done 12 rounds, and I was fresh as a daisy, as you've seen. I'm in like unreal shape because I haven't been getting tired. I've been training, thinking about this fight, and I just haven't stopped. He's been saying to me all the time, like, look, chill. But I'm missing a great place.
And finally, I know Shane's done a good job of getting yourself mentally prepared for this as well, but some people say half the battle is believing you can definitely win this fight. Do you truly believe on Saturday night you will beat Liam Smith?
Mate, we've both got 2 arms, 2 legs. It's simple as that. We're both men. I've been really active the last 2 years. Liam's had 1 fight in 2 years. That's bound to play a part, obviously, being inactive, and I think the time is just right for me. I just believe it's my time.
Liam, you look in great shape. Come to the original press conference, you look like you'd been training already. You know, sometimes that fighters can, put on weight excessively throughout camp. You look like you were in a good place when you went into camp. Now 2 days from the fight, how are you feeling?
Good. Obviously, the way a fighter should feel on a fight week. We're here. If I'm not ready now, I'll never be. But I'm just looking forward to a Saturday. We're back. I had a long time out, 17 months. Got the cobwebs off in Russia, and you'll see a well better Liam Smith. And we talk about desire and stuff like that. You're obsessed with the stuff he posts out and that. Desire. I've lived in a house with 3 brothers where boxing's been our life. We've got to have desire to do stuff we've done. It's not like I've won British titles and that with no desire. We've all got desire. We can all push to that. But we'll see Saturday. Obviously, I think it's still a step too far for him. You can do 12 rounds in the gym with as many sparring partners as you want. It's a little bit different under them lights with 10-ounce gloves on, and when you've got adrenaline inside you, it's different. And Shane can help as much as he wants, but when the bell goes, it's only me and Anthony in there.
Joe talked about, Fowler, like I said, coming around the back. We know you had offers to fight Tim Tszyu, which you accepted, to go to Australia and have a big fight. The quarantine stopped that. Kurbanov didn't want the rematch as well. I know part of you, when the fight got made, it was almost like you were a little bit offended that this fight was getting made. Now you see the attention, now you see the arena full up as well. You must be really excited, because every fighter wants to experience these huge main events, and when you walk out on Saturday, it's going to be something really special.
Yeah, it is, obviously, but let's not beat around the bush. You made this. Anthony didn't call you for me, did he?
No, nor did you.
Neither did she.
You put a fight to me. I looked. Both of you were in a position where you wanted a big fight. He wanted a big fight. I looked on BoxRec. You were number 1. He was number 2, and you both from Liverpool. Yeah. I thought, what have I been doing all my life? Right. This is the obvious fight to make.
Yeah, that's what
You're
I'm saying.
A world champion.
You saw it sold well, and you made the fight. Good on you. I said, yeah, I called your bluff, and it weren't a bluff. You made it. So I don't know what they were on about with the bluff. I said I called your bluff, thinking you were bluffing to try and build it, and you made it. So it weren't a bluff, but you made this. No,
but when you have that mindset, can you still go in there wanting it more than ever? I mean, how much do you want to beat Anthony Fowler?
If you knew me for as long enough as other people have knew me, you put a fight to me, I'll take it. You put a fight in front of me, I'll think, right, okay, what's the pros and cons to it? I'll take it. My eyes will light up if you put a fight to me. I said to my manager, let me know if the Fowler fight's the route we're going, because if that's the route we're going, so be it. But obviously, in hindsight, I weren't really looking at Anthony as an opponent. He should be fighting for the British title, which I had a long time ago. But like you're saying, he's jumped past that. He's in a fight now, we're 3 days away, so we'll see.
As a competitor that I know you are, and as a scouser as well, I know you two aren't close, never have been really, but you want to do a job on Anthony Fowler? You want to beat him good on Saturday?
Of course I do. I said I've got things in my own career, my own pride that I want to keep. I've never lost to a domestic fighter. I fully intend on keeping that on Saturday night. As a family, we've never lost a Scouse derby. I fully intend on keeping that.
and just obviously my own aspirations of challenging for a world title again. Obviously I lose to Anthony Fowler, I've got no chance of doing that, so you know I've got a lot at stake for myself, and that's why I've knuckled down the way I have.
Joe, finally from you, predictions for Saturday night. I know you're extremely confident as a team, but just too much too early for Anthony Fowler, and you believe your man wins in style?
He's going to win in style, whether it's a KO or a points victory. You know, Liam's left no stone unturned, and he will win. You know, I truly believe that it's not what Fowler does, it's what Liam Smith turns up. It's as simple as that.
Shane, for you, I know you're confident as well. Believe that Anthony Fowler wins by any means necessary, or you think he could do this inside the distance?
Yeah, we're gonna get the win. I believe both are possible, points or stoppage.
And finally from you, final comments. I know you're ready to fight. Talking's almost over. Final head-to-head. The weigh-in tomorrow. You look in great shape as well. You've heard from Liam Smith.
Yeah, I mean,
I called your bluff. You accepted. You accepted.
Mate, I'll fight anyone, mate. I told you from day one, didn't I? I'll fight anyone, and I always will. And as I said, the main thing to me is a win, mate. Doesn't matter how it comes, the win's all I want.
Well, I want to thank Liam and I want to thank Anthony as well.
Let me call your bluff. Did Ted Cheeseman knock Anthony Fowler back for the British title fight?
For a British title fight, yeah, but he did have a mandatory against Troy Williamson.
Kieran Conway knocked the fight back.
Not sure on that.
No, he took it, didn't he, mate?
Who took it?
Kieran Conway.
Yeah, but
he accepted the fight, didn't he?
With Anthony Fowler?
Yeah.
I don't know, but all I know is that in 2 days' time, Liam Smith's fighting Anthony Fowler at a sold-out Liverpool arena, and I can't fucking wait, to be honest with you. That's how I feel about it. I absolutely love the sport of boxing, and I love fights like this because, let's be honest, they both really, really need to win. And we're the lucky ones. We get to watch it live on Dazn on Saturday night. Respect these two guys for taking it. They're going to go to war for our entertainment on Saturday. See you for the weigh-in. See you for a special night on Saturday. Let's go Liverpool. Thank you very much.
That was good. Joe McNally not holding back at the end there, and he said, you're in the chippy and you've jumped the queue, lad, which is quite an interesting analogy. What do you take? Obviously a lot of words back and forth there. It was all fairly amicable. What do you take from the body language of the two fighters?
Look, an air of uncertainty when it comes to Fowler, and that's understandable. He doesn't quite know yet. It's not until you get in there with that calibre of opponent that you know how good you are. You mentioned me versus Cedric Martinez. I didn't know how good I was until I fought him. And Fowler's the same. But with Liam Smith, you can hear, and the body language, you can see from him that confidence, that self-belief, because he knows how good he is. He knows at what level he's fought at. We know how good Liam Smith is. We don't know how good Anthony Fowler is. Anthony Fowler doesn't know how good he is. So that's what I take from that. Again, all of that, I think they both truly believe they're going to win. You know, I think Fowler believes that he's got the style and the attributes to beat Liam Smith. Liam Smith, you know, does feel that he's just with that experience, that know-how, that inside fighting will be the difference. But for sure, all of this goes out the window. When that first bell goes, I expect it to be a very good fight.
Obviously been the distance a number of times and taken some very good fighters late into contest as well. And there's just a real hush has just come over the conference room here. Big size difference between these two, and I think there's no secret how Fowler has to approach this, because up close there's absolutely there's a level between them in terms of inside fighting and up close.
Form and the record will tell you that Liam Smith beats him up inside. You know, with the calibre of opponent he's been in with. But look how long Fowler's arms are. Yeah. You know, they're ridiculous long. So it's obvious he'll try and
get past those.
Exactly, he'll try and keep it long. Fowler, get him behind the jab and try and find the uppercut as well, where Liam Smith's slightly shorter than him. But I'm telling you now, it's going to be a cracker.
And not even attempt at a handshake. That's been the theme of the day. But you can hear here in Liverpool the crowd are bang up for this one, and there'll be a few more in the Echo on Saturday night. There'll be a few more even at the weigh-in tomorrow as well. looking forward to the next couple of days, building up to a huge night in Liverpool. And like he said there, he was willing to go and face Tim Dew in Australia. He's some fighter. Wasn't afraid to go and face Munguia and Canelo stateside.
Anyone.
Kurbanov in Russia. So to him, this is nothing really, is it?
And that's what we go back to the body language there and what we're hearing from both fighters. Liam Smith knows how good he is. He'll fight anyone. He's been in there with the best, arguably the best fighter out there. Whether you've got Usyk or Canelo pound for pound, he's been in there.
All around these weights, there's no question. Yeah.
Exactly. He knows how good he is, and he understands it's going to be a tough fight. He can't just turn up. He's got to be at his best to beat Fowler, but he truly believes he's leagues above, and you can see it there. It's a cracker. It's like I say, when you open a book and you look at the records both there and you say, well, there's only one winner here, that Liam Smith wins this fight. But then there's a question surrounding Fowler. He's improving. Have we seen the best of him? Is there more to come from Fowler? All of these questions. He's naturally bigger. You see the reach advantage there. If he can remain disciplined, the work he's doing with Shane McGuigan, he is improving. That's why it's so interesting. How much does Liam Smith have left? You know, how much more does he have? I mean, I'll go on all day long. It's so intriguing. I can't wait.
Good stuff, Darren. Well, we'll be back at the weigh-in tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Be sure to tune in to that. And, of course, it all starts 4:20 in the afternoon. We'll be commentating on the first 5 or 6 fights from that very arena, the M&S Bank, as you all know it as the Echo in Liverpool. Fantastic night of fights on Saturday night, headlined by Liam Smith and Anthony Fowler. Have a good evening, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's now time for the feature bout of the evening. From the 4 corners of the world to the 4 corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special. And there's no hype. I'm telling you, it's special. No respect to this guy. Let's go.
Now he's got that fire inside. You better believe it now. That was something special. Canelo gets the win. 20 round team victory. It is over. A professional record, a perfect one.
Remember, got to the body. Great finish from a great finisher.
It was Lamb versus Lion. And still the undisputed champion of the world.